Everything has just changed for the Colorado Avalanche as this season continues to be a roller coaster with guys getting traded in and out, this lineup being constantly decimated over the last few years, and one player in particular being probably the most injured player over the course of these last 3 seasons. And yes, I am talking about the captain of the Colorado Avalanche, Gabriel Landeskog. If you couldn't guess it already, you might just be living under a rock, but I'll give you the answer right away. This is Avalanche Digest, your number one source for all of your Avs news. I'm not going to bother to tell you to subscribe because I know you already are. I mean, of course you are. We're the best source of Avs news on YouTube. There's no other place where you can get it. So we're going to skip right over that. There's no need to tell you to subscribe. But also, don't forget to comment down below as well what you think about the current Avs process with Gabriel Landeskog as well. And this saga of Gabriel Landeskog's entire injury. And honestly, the news has been getting better and better for over the course of this month and then ever since mid-March, really. And there are new updates as well. Take a look at this right here. So that is Gabe Landeskog. Sorry to spoil it for you. But take a look at all the edge work he does here. The plays he makes, skating effortlessly, just gliding. And that is indeed him on the first line. He's actually filling in for MacKinnon on practice right here. I mean, if you showed that to anyone else that doesn't really know who Landeskog is or what he looks like, you would just say, oh yeah, that's a normal practice. Not anything out of the ordinary. But for Avs fans, that is so great to see Landeskog just blend seamlessly and skate without trouble. And honestly, the best that he ever has ever since he last touched the ice. And if you remember, the last time Gabriel Landeskog ever touched the ice was in the 2022 Stanley Cup Final. He actually had his skate blade fall off from blocking a shot right here. That's why he's crawling away. It's not because he's injured, but that indeed was the last time we ever saw Gabe Landeskog. And just who is Gabe Landeskog? Well, for newer viewers or people that don't really know him all that well, that never, unfortunately, ever got the chance to see him play because he has been injured for quite a while. He is the heart and soul of the Colorado Avalanche team. He's 6 foot, about 215 pounds of just pure muscle. Him and Nichushkin played on that second line with Nazem Kadri in the 2022 Stanley Cup run, and they were unstoppable. It was two big bodies screening the goalie in front, and Nazem Kadri also had a career year next to those guys as well. So Landeskog was, I think, 22 points in 20 playoff games too, over a point per game, was pretty much the reason the Avs won the Cup that year. I mean, you can't remove a player who was over a point per game in the playoffs and say, like, oh yeah, the Avs could have done it without him. Like, absolutely not. His leadership has also been credited a lot. That is a massive intangible when it comes to Gabriel Landeskog. And you can see on the Elite Prospects page, they go out of their way in talking about his skills to literally mention that his leadership on and off the ice is amazing. I mean, when Elite Prospects mentions that in your player highlights, that's such a respectful accommodation of that type of player. It's honestly so amazing. And that type of leadership is what he plans to bring to this group in this playoff run. But we recently saw this from Jesse Montano. That's who that footage was courtesy of. He also said Gabe Landeskog is continuing to work and ramp up his participation. Today he's filling in top line for MacKinnon and doing it seemingly with no restrictions. And no restrictions at all, really. There's even quite a possibility that he could play on the top line, or the Eagles' top line, really, when the organization wants to do a conditioning stint. Bednar said that the organization would be interested in getting Gabe in some games with the Eagles on a conditioning stint, if he can get to that point. We'll see. And that's Bednar being vague, as always. But yeah, basically, and that's also courtesy of Jesse Montano, the Colorado Avalanche, if they lend Gabe Landeskog to the Colorado Eagles, that Colorado Eagles Landeskog jersey that this is right here. This is actually him in the practice gear. But if he actually plays a game in the Eagles uniform, that Landeskog Eagles jersey will become the most coveted collector's item of all time. If you're an Avs fan and you want to have like the collector's item of the Avs organization, that's it right there. I mean, that is so cool in and of itself. But really, there's another player in sports that also had a interesting knee cartilage transplant. You can see right here, going back to the history of Landeskog's injury, we see that in the 2023 season, after it ended, that's when Landeskog was trying to come back. Maybe that was when the Avs lost to Seattle. Landeskog was trying to come back that whole season and eventually had to call it. He then got this experimental knee cartilage transplant surgery, which people outside of sports have gotten before. It's a fairly new surgery, but no athlete has actually gotten surgery and then tried to return to pro sports, except for Landeskog and a guy by the name of Lorenzo Ball. He plays for the Chicago Bulls in the NBA, and he officially came back in October and started playing really well and has actually continued playing. He's not injured. He hasn't missed a step. So that is so great to see and a very encouraging sign for the return of Gabe Landeskog. And really, the entire mood of the Avs fan base pretty much leading up for this whole saga was this tweet here by Adrian Hernandez. Now, I'm not trying to throw him under the bus or say that he's wrong and pessimistic. Absolutely not. This was definitely the mood of the Avs fan base during this time and during the entire saga. It was my mood. Honestly, I was right in line with this. I wasn't looking good. We hadn't seen him skating for a while, especially in November. We hadn't seen him at all. Like, he was skating a little bit in earlier leading up to the season, and then it seemed like he suffered a setback and we didn't see him again. And really, it was looking bleak. As you can see with that bottom tweet, we've seen him a little bit skating around, but not fully participate. And then in about mid-March, there he is, fully participating in skate, looking as in practicing, looking as good as he has ever had. And that is just so amazing to see for such a great player like Gabe Landeskog. And really, this whole saga, as you've got to remember, really just started with a freak injury in the, I think, 2019 playoff bubble. The Avs were playing the Dallas Stars. Cale Makar went awkwardly into the boards. He fell down, and his skate actually came up. And as Landeskog was going by to chase a puck that Makar had dumped behind the net, Makar's skate kind of flew by and intersected exactly with Landeskog's leg, which is the reason for all of this injury. Now, Landeskog never blamed Makar. He's actually publicly said that. He said that to Makar. There's a great documentary going on right now, actually, about Landeskog's recovery, which is also another reason why I think he's going to return. I mean, there's all this like sudden media availability for Gabe Landeskog leading into a possible playoff return. I really think the signs are all there. My confidence has never been higher in such a great player like Gabe Landeskog. I mean, you could even say in his award highlights, look at how he's won at every level. He is such an amazing player and already has such a great career that deserves to continue and absolutely will. I'm so tired of making videos about, maybe the new injury update, I want to be done making videos about the injury updates. I want to make one final video saying, yep, he's back definitively, and we never have to talk about it ever again, and he plays out the rest of his career and lives happily ever after in Denver. Basically, that is what I want to happen with Gabe Landeskog, and I'm so confident that it absolutely will. I mean, I would say 2 months ago, my confidence was at an all-time low with Gabriel Landeskog. I was ready for a retirement announcement. I was saying it's done. We're basically at 3 years. There's no way he's coming back, and my expectations have been shot to the moon. And really, I could not be happy to be more wrong. Honestly, when I read that post about the surgery all those years ago, I think that really planted a seed of doubt in my mind, but that has just been completely uprooted, especially after seeing such fun stuff like him practicing with the Eagles, just going around having just altogether fun, especially after watching the recent documentary that just dropped where opening night, Landeskog comes in, he's in a suit. They're of this season, the Avs are kind of announcing who the players are, and they're like, "Oh, look!" And then the captain, Gabriel Landeskog, and he comes out on the bench, waves, and goes back down the tunnel. And then after that, he had a breakdown in a random dark hallway in Ball Arena because he was just so done with being injured. It's so tragic, and I can't wait to see him get out on the ice again, start lining up some guys, start checking them in the boards, and win another Stanley Cup. Can't wait for these playoffs to start. Don't forget to subscribe to Avalanche Digest so you can follow us all the way, and have a good one.